My friend Michal, and we are going to talk about dun 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 the big battle between Amazon listings and Walmart listings. And wow, it's really cool that we can. I know many of you guys sell on Walmart or you're interested in selling on Walmart, and you might be wondering what are the differences. So I would love to just make sure that Mikhail can introduce herself. I know that many of you have seen her around, and in the Amazing at Home community, I always refer people to her if they want to get started on Walmart, if they want to learn about Walmart. So, Mikhail, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about you?
Yes, hi Amy. So nice to be here with you. So yes, I'm Michal Chapnik, who doesn't know me, and I also have my own a Facebook group for Walmart seller where we help everybody start on Walmart. I'm selling on Walmart for more than 3 years, and I think 2020 was the best year ever for Walmart. It was actually growing in 69% more than any e-commerce out there. So definitely people paying attention now to Walmart and I hope we can guys help you today to know all the tips and tricks to make your listing amazing so you guys can start selling successfully.
Yay! So, we're going to be talking today about listing optimization between Amazon versus Walmart. And we're going to be talking about all the things you need to know. So, your titles, your bullet points, your backend fields, all those types of things that you should be considering on Amazon versus Walmart. And so, me and Mikhail are just going to try and pour as much value into you guys as possible, and we're going to get it out there. So I see 11 of you are watching right now and growing. Please say hello in the chat and let us know if you have questions about anything along the way, and we're happy to answer them. Okay, so let's get started. Listing optimization, Amazon versus Walmart. So the things we're going to go over today, we're going to talk about overall search engine optimization tips. We're going to talk about your title, your bullet points, your description, your photos, your backend fields, everything you need to know. Simon says, hola amigos, and Julie says, hi woman.
Hi, Julie.
Awesome. So let's go over some SEO. I'm going to go first. I'm on the left side. I'm left-handed too, so it works out. I'm on the left side. We're going to talk about search engine optimization best practices on Amazon. First of all, finding your keywords. On Amazon, it's important to know what your main keywords are that your customer is going to find your product under. So you want to, overall, you want to know what do customers search for on Amazon. So get in the search bar and try to search for your product yourself, and then use Amazon and Google keyword tools to prioritize those keywords by both search volume and relevancy to your product, right? And then order of ranking. So on Amazon, your title and your bullet points have the highest ranking order in terms of search engine optimization. So whenever I'm writing a listing, whether it is A plus content or not, so A plus content is where you can have that really nice web page looking description on your page. And sometimes you don't have as much opportunity for optimization there. So whenever I'm writing a listing, I try to make sure that I fit as much optimization as possible inside of my title and my bullet points, no matter what. And then if I have a little bit of extra text in the description that I can play around with, I will, as well as search terms. The search terms in the backend fields also kind of play along with that ranking there. All right. As far as external search engine ranking, you should always write your listings on Amazon to rank both on Amazon and off of Amazon. So you don't just want to use Amazon keywords. You want to look at what is ranking on outside of Amazon as well, right? Because 65% of Amazon's traffic comes from search. So Amazon's external traffic, 51% of Amazon's traffic is direct, meaning people are going right to the web page looking for that product, right? But of the external traffic, the 59% of external traffic, 65% of that comes from search. So why would you not want your listing to be optimized for search engines like Google, who owns 87% of the search traffic, to pick it up? So you want to look at that as well. And then use the suggested search. That's the next bullet point here. Use the suggested search to kind of come up with keywords, because that is how customers search as well. You want to search and optimize your listing how customers search. So if you're searching for your product and you see those suggested searches, that's your best free keyword tool. It's giving you the order in which people search for a product. And in order for you to have a page one listing, if you do all of those things, you can very much have a page one listing. Make sure you're sticking with keyword phrases and not just individual keywords, and make sure you are looking at the suggested searches. Make sure you're prioritizing your keywords, and you'll do very well on Amazon. Okay, so it was a lot of information about overall SEO. We're going to dig deeper in a minute, but I'm going to hand it over to Michal to talk about on Walmart.
Yes. So I'm not going to repeat what you said, but everything you said is really very similar to Walmart. Yes, you need to know your keywords, your phrases. You need to know how to optimize it for your platform. So she was talking about Amazon. For Walmart is different. Walmart algorithm and search and agent work a little bit different. So just if you know the differences, you can do much better work for creating a better optimized listing. One thing I want to say that is very important that I see everybody's making that mistake is that they're just copy paste their listing from Amazon to Walmart. So if you really want to get a lot of traffic and make sure your listing is optimized for Walmart, don't do that. Take the time and do little bit changes. It's really just couple of tiny changes that you can do that gonna increase your chance that you're gonna rank higher on Walmart. One of the things that Walmart is very, very, very specific about about their guidelines is they ask specifically, hey, we want your listing to be unique to Walmart. So there's a reason behind that. Another thing that is extremely important, as Amy said, all those marketplaces get a lot of traffic from search and agent. Not everybody is going directly to Walmart or to Amazon, even though those websites have around, I know Walmart have around a 43% direct traffic starting at walmart.com, similar to Amazon. But again, there's a lot of traffic coming from Google and other search engines. So when you optimize your listing, make sure also to do your research for Google and just check your item. Go to Google and always make sure it's showing up in there. If it doesn't show up in there, it means there's things you can do. And fix your listing to show up on search engine. Google, not like Amazon. So both of them running ads, and you're going to see a lot of time you search for your item and you're going to see your ad on Amazon or Walmart. Amazon is limiting the quantity of the item he posts to Google, and Walmart is more generous. So everything you sell on Walmart, you have more than 80% to show up on Google Ads and get more traffic. So paying attention to those things is really going to help you get rank high.
All right. So Simon says, a quickie, 4 or 5 years ago, it was not simple to set up Walmart. Is it as simple as opening an Amazon account? So it's not our topic today. However, Simon, Michal has really, really great training in her group, free training in her group, selling on Walmart, as far as how to set it up. It's not hard to set up an account, but the way that you answer questions in your application could disqualify you. And if you answer them not in the right way, you automatically get flagged and they just put you in this decline folder. And that's what happened to me. And I was declined for years. And every time I would reapply, I would never hear anything back. And then finally, I ended up having to get in touch with somebody who knew someone at Walmart, and they were able to manually correct it for me. But they told me that because I answered one question wrong in my application, or one of their flag questions, that they automatically just put it in a decline folder. And every time you go to apply after that, you get declined. So they had to manually take me out of that auto decline status. So it's important to follow Mikhal's rules of filling out your application on Walmart. Don't just go fill out the application. Look at her rules, look at her training. I have training in my group from her. So in Amazing at Home, you can search for selling on Walmart and you will see that training, that video training. So make sure that you guys are not only visiting Mikhal's resources because she's got them out there for you, but that you're following those instructions. Don't blindly apply because we don't want you to get declined. All right. Yeah. So our titles. So your titles on Amazon, you really want to focus on your main keyword, right? What I mean by this is don't try to sell everything to everyone, right? If you think, well, my water bottle could be for babies or moms, or it's for everyone. Well, it's not for babies. It's for, you know what I mean? Like, make sure that you're focused not on the keyword with the highest search volume, like the tiniest little short tail keyword, but really look for medium to long tail keywords that are very relevant to your product. Really focus on that. What page one do you want to be on? That's how I explain it in my listing optimization masterclass. What page one do you want to be on? Now, you might have 2 page ones that you want to be on, and as long as they're related, that's okay. But you should really focus on that medium to long tail keyword, page one, that you want to be on from the start. And really focus your title. Your first 6 words in your title on Amazon should have that keyword in it, because that's a higher ranking factor for you organically being placed on that page one. I've had clients before where just changing their title to include that exact keyword phrase that we wanted to be on page one for, just changing their title and doing that tripled their sales, because it took them from page 2 or page 3 and immediately put them on page 1. So it really, really matters. Like, you need to fit those keywords in there. You need to know what they are, and you need to fit them in the first part of your title. So highest ranking factor in indexing. This, I mean, when you first launch, that's what the search engine reads first, is your title. So those are the keywords that are the most important keywords in your entire listing, the ones that you put in your title. So that's really kind of the guidelines for writing your title on Amazon. What about Walmart?
Yes, so titles. So another thing I really want to mention about Walmart, that Walmart still, their catalog is not as packed as Amazon. So that is such a huge benefit for you, because you don't need to have the most amazing listing. You just need to follow the guidelines. And I think title is extremely, I think on Walmart, I'm noticing that the title and some work you can do in the back end of your listing are so powerful. So even if your description and bullet points are not have all the keywords and everything, you still gonna show up. You can still show up in the first page. Many times I see a lot of listing in the first page that they don't have much description or listing, is only because there is no other 50 similar item to them. There's maybe 10 or 20. So that's put you directly on the first page if you just have a really good title. So Walmart have a very, very specific guidelines for your title. So when I started doing a listing, the first thing, the biggest tip I really want to share with you guys is, before you start doing any listing, first go and do your research for all the keyword and create like a list of keywords, or how you want to call it, a keyword bank, a search terms. Have all that list and start from there. And take your title and make sure in the first 4 words of your title you have the most important a search term that is actually your item, not just the keyword, is actually describing what is your item. Your title need to be very clear and consistent. It cannot be just 10 keywords mixed together. People do that all the time. It might gonna work, it might not. Um, so the title is going like that. The guidelines say you have to start with the brand. You need to have your brand starting the title, and then you need to um, define what it is. What are you selling? I'm going to give you an example in a second. And then if there's anything that specify anything, the quality, anything you want to add that is important that people are going to use to search, right there. And then only in the end, put if there is a color, the pack, the inches, and all these things. I see again all the time people starting with like 2 pack, or this is not a search. People don't use that to search for your product. And again, the beginning of your title is so powerful. So don't waste those words on unrelevant words. Make sure you have the most relevant words. So let me just give you a small example. Um, let's say you want to list a Dove a body wash, right? So what people gonna search? Mostly body wash. And if they like the brand, they're gonna search Dove body wash. So my title will start as Dove body wash for sensitive skin. Then I define what it is. If somebody is looking for sensitive skin body wash, again, he's gonna find my listing. And then in the end, I will put 1 pack or 2 pack, 8 ounce, anything else that again, it's not extremely important. Put it in the end, and that's it. I'm not gonna add anything else to my title. Walmart like their titles not too long,
Yeah,
not
and
more
on
than how.
Amazon, very same things, like most important keywords up front. Make sure it actually
Yeah,
is your product and not just you best gifts for women. Like
yeah,
you really want to like what is it, and then it's okay to put gifts for somebody or something. But yeah, it's almost the same. The main difference with Amazon is you've got 200 characters for your title. In some categories, you're limited to 80. But yeah, on Amazon you have up to 200, but only 150 of them show in search. So you want to, as you mentioned, Mikhail, keep
yeah.
those really important
Keep
keywords
those,
up
yeah.
first.
Keep the most important thing that define the item or is the best search. The people using to search, keep it in the beginning of your title. Yeah, we have some good and bad examples.
Yeah, so we're starting off with some bad examples.
Yeah,
This is on Amazon. It's a dog toy, and literally the title has the brand name and the product name and nothing else. So, I had to go pretty far down the pages to find this. And you could, I mean, think of all the keywords that you could put in this. It's ultra tug what? Tennis ball dog toy, tug of war dog toy, whatever it is, but they're missing this incredible opportunity to show up for so many searches. And they're counting on the fact that people are only going to search for Chuck It Ultra Tug, which is funny because, they got a ton of ratings and they're Amazon's choice for dog tug toy, which is really great. But they're missing opportunities to get even more sales. So, and then what
oh
about your
yeah.
Walmart one here?
Yeah, I so agree. It's like I can see it in like, where is the dog? Dog toy. This is like the best search term, dog toy. They can be in the first page easily with just that little change. And I think you found it in page 4 or something, right? You need to go to page 4. So yeah, that's exactly, this is how you can get to page 1. Just add the same with Walmart. So again, with Walmart, I still see a lot of bad listings in page 1 only because there's not a lot of competition. So for me, when I create listing for Walmart, it's taken me like maybe a day to maybe a week to be on the first page, and sometimes it's taken me a day to be on the first page on the top only because there's no other competition and I optimize it very well. So let's look at the Walmart really bad example. So again, he start their title with 4 P's. He even didn't put it right. He put it as PSC. I don't know what he's trying to say, but usually you can put 4 PC, that's enough for people to understand. It's 4 piece. So again, he used the most unrelevant word in the beginning of the title. There's no brand. The brand have to start the title. There is no brand. Um, and then you have some, he's describing what it is, and then you have the word combination that I still cannot understand why it's there.
Well, the thing is, these are four separate tools as well. So in this listing, you could say gardening tool set, and then you could do like a dash, you could do 4 piece, and then you could say, what is that called? Like a rake. You could give the actual names. You could do the keyword research for each tool in the set and give the actual names, and you're going to show up in more searches. So if somebody's
Yeah.
just looking for a small hand shovel for the garden, your listing is going to show up. Right now, it's not, because all it says is flower planting shovel, garden, plastic handle.
Exactly. So he missing out. This title is really, really bad. I would definitely change it, and I would start with the brand and then garden tool or gardening tools. It doesn't matter, one of those, and then you can use the other variation in your uh, description or somewhere else. Um,
Yeah.
and
Seems
you can,
like a bad attempt of just kind of keyword stuffing, and then there's no like
yeah,
separation between the words, so it's just like, and a lot of people do that on Amazon too. They'll just,
yeah,
there's no like commas or anything, they're just like blah, they're just like spitting
yeah.
out keywords, and it doesn't really make any sense,
Yes,
right?
so that's exactly, yeah. So that's you hurting yourself because a customer that's gonna read this title, it's not clear and consistent. He doesn't really understand what you're trying to sell him. So again, the title should follow the guidelines and be much more focused. And like Emmy said, describe each one of the tools with comma. And another thing very important that I want to say about titles, guys, on titles on Walmart, you cannot put any kind of uh, hyphens, dashes, all kind of,
You can on
character
Amazon.
symbols. It's against the guidelines, so don't do that.
Okay.
The only thing you can put is a comma, but even that you don't have to put it. Just make it nice and clear with no symbols, not at all.
Okay, but commas are okay. So
Yeah,
if you have a longer title, which on Walmart you can only go up to 70 characters. So now we want to give you guys some examples of some good titles, or at least better titles, right? I think all of us listing optimization nerds are always trying to perfect our titles. So I don't want to call it too good, because I always see improvements that can be made. So this one has started with their brand name. On Amazon, you don't actually, their style guidelines say not to start with the brand name. It says to put the brand name in the brand name field. They used to force the brand name in some categories, whether or not you put it at the front of your title. So nowadays, recently we did an update to our listing optimization masterclass, and we went back through and we looked at it. And nowadays, Amazon does not tell you to put the brand name in the front of your title. However, I still think it's a good practice to put your brand name there, especially if you are building a brand. That's important, right? So this one has, it's dog toys for aggressive chewers. It's specifically addressing that. Large breed. They're even longer tail keyword there. So looking for large breed dogs, very descriptive. Squeaky dog toys for medium to large dogs, 100% natural rubber. So they're talking about, what it is. Now they're missing here. They could do a little bit better by explaining, because this one has some unique textures here. They could explain the differentiator a little bit more. They might want to put alligator in there, because that actually is a searched word for certain dog toys. There are some improvements that can be made, but compared to the Chuck It, tennis ball title, they've really improved. So, what about your title, Mikhail? What is?
yes. Yeah, I want to say one more thing about your title. I would use the word green too, because that's a good word.
Oh yeah,
And
green.
it
Yep.
is green. Yeah, green, the color. So yeah, if there is a space, again, don't make it too long. If it's too long, avoid, some things that are not extremely important. But if you have the space, put a color. Color definitely can help. Yes, so about my title. So again, I was trying to stay with the gardening tool. So I went to Walmart, and this is the product that's showing up number two. So it's really on the top of the page. So it's ranked really, really high. Because I think another factor is, of course, when people buy it, you guys gonna get rank high. So that's one of the tips and tricks that can always help you for Walmart and Amazon as well. um, so what I like about this title, that is short. It's nice, it's clean, it's short. I would change it a little bit because it starts with the brand. That's perfect. And then there's a number, so I guess that's the item number or something. And then it says Hammerstone Garden Tool 5-piece set. So I would do little changes. um, After the Centurion, I would put garden tools, and then I would put um, um, Hammerstone 485, if that's again the model, and I will end up with 5-piece tool set. So I would add the word tool again. Sometimes I would add a word or another similar. So I would put tool, and then I would put tools with the s in the end. So that will help me. And again, it's not the exact same word, but I'm not going to repeat the same word too many times. But as long as it makes sense, I might repeat a word 2 times.
I do the same thing. I try, and for important keywords, I try to use the plural and the singular. Like I was
Yeah.
just writing a dispenser listing the other day, and I did dispenser and dispensers. And in PPC, plurals are recognized whether or not you actually bid on them, or whether or not you have that keyword in plural. The plurals automatically recognized. But for ranking factors, it does help. So you don't want to just repeat the same phrase over and over again, but in terms of like repeating related phrases as well as plurals and singular, yeah, it can be really, really good. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, good tip.
Yeah,
All right, so let's get
definitely.
into bullet points. On Amazon, you have 5 bullet points. They are called key features, just like Walmart. Wow, okay. And your bullet points, something to keep in mind is they actually show up last on mobile. So when people are shopping on mobile, your bullet points show up last, and often you have to click to expand them on mobile. So if you're counting on people reading all of your bullet points, good luck. Okay, you really want to have your photos really need to tell the story of your product on Amazon, not really your bullet points. Your bullet points are really great for SEO, and they should be totally readable. Should the customer decide to read them, they're second in the highest ranking behind the title, right, for ranking your listing. And then my aim when I write a listing, what I do first is I draft the listing. I draft it so that it's very readable, right? I don't worry about fitting in keywords in the beginning. I draft the listing. Then I go back to my keyword list and I look at the most important keywords. And everywhere that I mentioned that thing, whatever it was in my draft of my listing, I simply replace it with a keyword phrase, not an individual keyword, a keyword phrase, because people don't search for individual keywords. People don't search for mug. They search for coffee, large coffee mug, ceramic, that's what people search for. They don't search for mug alone, right? So you want to make sure that you're using as many related phrases as possible, but you're not keyword stuffing. So all I do is pick 2 phrases per bullet point. So if I have 3 sentences in my bullet points, I usually try to keep them underneath 300 characters. You have a 500 character max on Amazon, but I usually keep them underneath 350 characters. So it's about 3 sentences, right? And I try in each of those sentences to fit in 1 keyword phrase. So I'm not talking about individual keywords. You can put those throughout the listing, but whenever I review listings, and by the way, if you ever need a listing review, I do free listing reviews on my website. You can always go to amazingathome.com, click on services, click on free listing review right underneath that, and you can submit your listing, and I'll send you a video review of what I think of your listing and any improvements that you can make. So, but the bottom line is what I see often with other copywriters when I put their listings into my tool, I'll see the individual keywords, lots of individual keywords, but that listing is missing those phrases that help it rank organically. So if I can tell you to do nothing else, it's focus on those organic phrases, those phrases that people are searching for, not just mug, coffee mug, ceramic, right? Focus on those, and 2 per bullet point max. You're not trying to stuff it. You're just trying to make your listing very relevant for ceramic coffee mugs, right? Again, keep it about 350 characters, and this is the second highest ranking factor. And over to Michal for Walmart.
Yes. Yeah, great tip. So again, very, very similar, guys. So I think your key features is one of the best places to make sure you're not missing out any search term keyword. Again, in a reasonable way, in a way that your each one of your key features is actually given a lot of really good information. So on Walmart, you can do between one or none. You don't have to, your listing is still going to show up if you don't put key features. But again, I don't recommend that because, again, it's so powerful to have more search terms into your key features. So I recommend to go between 5 to 10. Is more is better. I think you can do up to 500 characters for each one, but that is way a lot. I recommend to stay between 150 to 200. That is a nice, I wanted to have it maybe two nice sentences or maybe three, not more than that. People get tired. Sometimes I open a listing and I see this so much description and I'm like, I feel like my eyes are already, and I was like, I'm not going to read that. Okay, it's shorter. People like it when it's nice, when it's short. If you can highlight your the first few words and make like a little note of what is about. It's like, for example, start with amazing quality and then start describe the quality. Um, the most important thing that I'm doing first when I'm doing my keyword research, I have a list of my keyword research, and then I'm sitting and I'm actually sitting and thinking as the customer. And I'm thinking, as a customer right now, what do I want to know about this product? And then I ask myself the question, what do I want to know? And then this is where I start my key features, because my key features for me is the answers I give the customers. On Amazon, you have the best, they don't have much of it on Walmart, but on Amazon, um, you have the place when people ask question, right? That is such a good place to go to a similar item and get some questions and think, okay, I need to make sure I have the size, how does it fit, how does it smell, whatever a customer will have a question, make sure to use your um, key features to add that. So the key features showing up last on mobile and on the web when you're on desktop. But again, if you make them very nice, short, and bold, people will probably read it more than they're going to read the description. And again, it's very important today. I think, like Amy said, the images, this is like extremely important. Tell your story in the images. Of course, first image is the same as Amazon, nice and clean picture, white background. um, Now, another thing that I'm doing with my key features, now I'm looking at my list of all my search terms. I'm more focusing on relevant search terms and I want to hit them in there. So, for example, let's say I'm selling a frozen pajama, right? So, in my title, I'm probably just going to use pajama. I'm not going to use too many um, search terms in there. But then on my key features, I'm going to start playing with all the relevant search terms. So my first one can be your little girl going to be so cozy in this two-piece pajama set or pajamas or PJ. And then the second one will be this a sleepwear set is made of. So I'm not just going to put 100% polyester. I'm going to, again, take a nice search term and add it there. So I think you get what I'm saying. Just use your phrases nicely and apply them one or two to each key feature. What else? Okay. A most important thing on Amazon, usually in the fifth bullet point, everybody's telling about 100% warranty, customer service, returns. You guys put in a lot of information. Walmart is a big no-no. You cannot put any kind of information that is not informative and relevant to the item. You cannot have, so don't do that, guys. I recommend not to do.
Oh, wow. That's a significant difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so our descriptions on Amazon, your description shows up first on mobile. So make sure that you HTML format it. You can use basic HTML formatting for this. You don't want to use really advanced HTML formatting tags because Amazon will say you're not allowed to use this. But basic HTML formatting is fine. And the reason that you want to use that is because it shows up first on mobile. It's the first thing that customers are seeing and they're reading through your description. So if you have everything in your bullet points, you don't have any information about your description or about your product inside of your description, then you're missing potentially a chance for that sale, right? After they get through the photos on mobile, because you know how on mobile your photos all just show up in a row, and then once they click on the product page, and then they see your description, and then they see your bullet points, and they have to expand them. So it's important to write a good description. And what does a good description look like? I usually start with a call to action. I say something like, this is a really the unique selling point, right? So whatever it is, like you need this long-lasting, cold forever water bottle in your life, something like that. And then I do something like, why choose us? And I explain, I kind of like rewrite my bullet points in another way, but just provide information about the product and its benefits. I don't focus on features. I don't focus on the fact that it's stainless steel. I say it's stainless steel so it keeps your water colder longer, right? And so it's easy to wash and easy to clean, the things that my customers care about in terms of that product. And then I include some product details. So like, for example, it's 5 inches tall by 2 inches wide, whatever the dimensions are, the materials, instructions. If it's not clear how it should work, then you might want to include that. Again, you want to include all this stuff in your photos too, and we'll talk about photos in a minute. But you also can do your A+ content. If you're a registered brand, A+ content is where you can show off your really nice, like web page looking product description, which is really cool. Often, a big mistake I see is people will spend a lot of time and effort on their A+ description. So they'll put, this beautiful A+ content, but their photos at the top part of the listing will be terrible. And so I'll scroll down when I'm doing listing reviews and I'll be like, this is amazing. You're calling out all these amazing benefits. And wow, I'm really drawn to this, but I wouldn't have scrolled this far had I just looked at your photos. So you're probably missing some sales there. So make sure that you don't just focus all the great content in your A+ content. Use those techniques in your photos as well. I use 2 to 3 total keyword phrases in my description. I don't just, keyword stuff. And you can use alt text for your photos in A+ content, and that works. It's the last in your ranking factors. It does index, but it is last, and it does take a little bit longer to index after you first launch because, you need that many page visits to keep it going. But yeah, as far as description goes, keep it easy to read. Remember that it shows up first on mobile, so HTML format it. And remember that it's not as important in your ranking factors, so focus your keywords mostly in your title and your bullet points. And remember that sometimes people won't read your bullet points because of the way that it's set up on mobile. Go and look at your product on mobile and see what it looks like so that you can get a better idea. And then, so make sure that you're repeating or including those important parts of your product in the description. Over to you.
Yes, I love your tips. So yes, that's such a great tip. Always go and check your listing on the mobile. before or look at somebody else, or after you make your listing, go and look it up and then fix it. One of the things that I love about Walmart that you can use Excel sheets to create your listing, and very quickly you can create any change, upload it again, and it's like magic. It's showing up. You don't need to open cases, nothing. It's very simple. I think the same with Amazon, right? When you work with flat file, it's easy to create the changes.
Yes, it is. It's pretty
Yeah,
easy to create changes as long as you own the listing.
on the listing. Yeah. So that's such a great tip. So again, the description is showing up on top for a mobile and for desktop. So what I like to do with my description, again, not too long. You can go very long. They're gonna let you go very long, but I would stay with around, again, 500 characters. I'm not gonna make it like a whole story. It will be a story there, because this is your place to tell a story, and I like to get the customer. I like to get him attached already when he starts reading my description. Of course, I will use some keywords and search term. But just for an example, let's say you're selling a salad dressing, right? So you want to get the customer a little bit excited. So you say our salad dressing, or you just explain the name or whatever, is a great addition for every salad. It tastes so good, is wonderful. It's whatever tells something exciting. So the customer read it, he knows directly that is really good. Tell him it's good. Yeah, my item is good. Don't be shy to say it's a great quality. It tastes delicious. It's cozy. It's everything that gonna the customer already feeling it, right? You already feel when he wear it, how he feel. You already feeling it. If he's gonna eat it. So this is where you guys, it's some way you hook him. So again, you don't try to sell him that too strong, but you do get him excited. And another thing is the same. I take all my bullet points. So I would start with the bullet points, key features, and then I'm going to go to do my description, and then I'm going to take a little bit from my bullet point, mix and match, and make sure it's also in the description. Like everything is very important information, like the sizing, um, and the fabrics. Everything is informative, because again, if somebody didn't read the pictures and he just read the description, so he got all the information he needs. Put a lot of really good facts, and just make sure it's good information in there. Um, yep, that's it.
All right. Yeah, some similarities between. Okay, so what about symbols and stuff? So
No,
you can't. So you
not
can on
recommended.
Amazon. You can use like the ampersand and commas and periods. You can just use commas and periods on Walmart. You can't
Yeah,
use.
you can, but it's just gonna hurt your ranking because it's against the guidelines. And again, remember, make your description unique. Do not copy paste from Amazon. Take 5 minutes and just mix it or something. Do some edits. Don't copy paste. Again, you're gonna see that you're gonna show up much better when your listing is unique. Walmart noticing that, and he will reward you for that, for a good listing.
I was at Walmart the other day. We were buying a TV, and I was looking for an Amazon Fire Stick, and I can buy those at Best Buy. So I just thought I would just ask this guy in the electronics department at Walmart. And I was like, "Hey, do you guys have Fire Sticks? Amazon Fire Sticks?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, okay, that was there's some, so Amazon and Walmart are not friends. They're not friends. And so you cannot drop ship your products from you can't fulfill your products from
No, cannot.
Amazon in a Walmart, to Walmart customers. They will be mad. Even though I have
You're gonna get
received Walmart.
suspended. It's a suspension for sure on Walmart.
Yeah, I have received I have received some Walmart products in Amazon boxes, so I know people are doing it
Yeah.
illegally. But
Mhm.
yeah, if Walmart catches you, you will be on their banned list. So all right, let's get into photos. As we said, photos. Yeah, they're not really ranking us that much for those search terms, but they are the biggest factor in your converting, making
Yeah.
the sale, because you have to communicate what the customer wants and needs, right? So I love doing photos. My photos, I have a 7 photo strategy that converts really, really well. And so I always show my first photo after the main photo is always the unique selling point. I want to showcase whatever it is that makes my product special. And then my second photo after that is what's included. So I'm showing them the dimensions, the sizes, what you get in the box. And then the next photo after that, I'm showing them the quality of the product. And if I have a warranty, I'm showing a photo of that warranty or whatever it is, right? I'm really trying to assure the customer that this product is for you. Here's what you get. And oh, by the way, we back up the quality. This is a quality product, right? And then the next photo after that, I love to show different ways you can use the product. So, you can use it at the park, use it at home, use it in the kitchen, use it in the bathroom, right? That's a really great way for them to see it and get it in their life. And then the next photo after that, I love to show it as a gift, if it can be a gift. If it can't be a gift, then I try to show authority in the space or another lifestyle photo. So another like get it in your life, right? So authority in the space would mean like talking about your brand story or something like that, where, hey, we're a trusted brand in this industry for 20 years, whatever it is. But or giving a fact. So, like if you're selling a headlight for a vehicle, obviously that's not very giftable. It's something that's needed, but you could show your authority, like, hey, this light comes with 3,000 LED lumens, and it's going to last, for many more years compared to the competition, which only includes this or whatever, right? But yeah, that's my 7 photo strategy, and we also use that in our bullet points so that we always have both the information that we want to present. Oh, I have a meeting coming up, y'all. We have both the information that we want to present and as well as that, and then as well as represented in the listing, right? And in the photos. So infographics and lifestyle convert very, very well. And then videos are so great. So if you have those available, if you don't have brand registry and you can't upload a video, you can always have someone else upload videos related to this product near the, and I think you can even upload them yourself in the reviews area. So don't be afraid to take advantage of
Oh
that.
yeah, that's
All
a
right.
great tip. Yeah, wonderful tip about the videos. Yeah, make sure to add videos or add them, in the relevant. And the same with Walmart, guys. Especially for you people that invest in a little bit getting reviews and things, get reviews with videos. Those are really converting. That's gonna help you a lot. So, guys, pay attention when you go to the mobile and you open Walmart or Amazon. I think 80% of your screen is the image, right? This is the most of the screen is image. You don't see nothing. You have to scroll down to get to the description and everything else. So you see the image, you see the title. So again, make sure your images can sell. Like Emmy said, everything she said, you just do the exact same thing. Make sure you have infographic and lifestyle, just showing the benefits of your product in different kind of angles and how you use it, what's the size. Everything is really important. Just again, make sure you have as much more information on your images, because I think today people just buy the image. Sometimes I see something like the image is good, I have some infographic, I read, I just add to cart. I don't know, spend time reading description, or I will just scroll down, read 1 or 2 reviews, and that's it, and I'm gonna buy. On Walmart,
Michelle, I have a question for you. For
yeah.
pictures, you have 1,000 by 1,000 pixels minimum for zooming in, and it's the same on Amazon. But 1,000 by 1,000 is a square image. So does it have to be a square image on Walmart? I
Yeah,
know on
that's
Amazon we can
such
get
a good
away with,
question. Yeah,
sorry?
that is such a good question. Very, very good question. So again, the minimum is 1,000 by 1,000 for most of the categories. For everything in clothing, it's mean clothing, shoes, backpacks. It have to be 1,000 by 1,500. So it's not going to be that's the guidelines. Make sure to follow that. Um, so yes, as bigger is better and the better resolution. So I'm trying to do always 1,500 by 1,000 or even a 2,000. You know, a little bigger size if I need to make it matching the category, like fashion category. So again, just make sure your images are good and following the guidelines. Very, very
Got it.
important. Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the back end fields. Um, for your backend fields on Amazon, you want to make good use of your additional fields. So you, in the more details tab in the backend, you want to fill those things out. In fact, if you don't fill them out, some of those fields, there are some ways that competitors can actually take your listing down and get your listing suspended by using flat files. So that's like another talk for another day. But you really want to make sure that you're utilizing those additional fields, because you'll notice that a lot of them index. So if you look at your competitors' listings, you'll see that, hey, how did they get extra 2 bullet points here? What is that, right? And you can look through and see that those areas that they filled in are lined up with fields in your more details tab. So make sure you take the time to fill out those additional fields. I love using Amazon's categorization tool and looking at the breakdown of categories and using those for like the uses and subject matter and target audience. Now, the keywords tab used to have subject matter and target audience in it, and those fields indexed. And now those fields have been removed by Amazon. However, you're going to find very similar fields and some additional fields now in your more details tab. So take the time to just, make a little test in there. Fill something out and see what happens, right? Look at your competitors' listing, see what happens. So make good use of those additional fields. Do not repeat your keywords in your search terms. I repeat, do not repeat your keywords in your search terms field. So the search terms field in your keywords tab of your back end of your listing has only 249 bytes available, right? So one letter is a byte. So the format to put those in is word space, word space, word. And if you already use water bottle in the front of your listing, you do not need to repeat that in the back end of your listing. So this is a great place to put Spanish words, misspellings, other related keywords that aren't relevant for the front end of your listing, right? So for example, if your product is battery operated, but people often look for rechargeable ones of that product, you can put rechargeable in the back end, and it's not going to, a lot of people are scared about that because they're like, oh, does that mean that my listing is going to show up and it's going to confuse the customer and they're going to buy it for rechargeable and now I'm going to get returns? No, that's not what that means, because your listing goes off relevancy, how many times you've used similar keywords to that main keyword. So if you haven't put rechargeable anywhere else, it's not going to rank on page 1 for rechargeable. But it will show up in more searches and it will become more relevant for that type of product when you put related keywords in those backend search terms. So that's the biggest question I get whenever I deliver listings. People are like, Amy, but my product isn't green. And you put green in my back. And it's like, well, because a lot of people are looking for green ones. So do you want to show up for search or not? Right. So that's the thing is it can help in your relevancy, but there's no need to repeat keywords there. You don't need to use commas. You don't need to use dashes. You can just word, space, word, space, word. It has a medium ranking factor. And because it's individual keywords, right? It's not phrases. So it's got that medium ranking factor is in terms of relevancy, helping your product be more relevant for those related keywords. And then your backend, your weight and your packaging dimensions are used in calculating your Amazon fees. So if you create a listing and you don't fill out those two fields and you're like, I don't know what my FBA fees are, they're not showing up there. It's because you didn't fill out the weight and the package dimensions. You need those two things to calculate your Amazon fees. So that's important. And then your categories can be important. So make sure on mobile, it forces you down into a category when you're searching. I know this because I've grabbed those links on mobile and put them in a desktop, and it actually has filtered down into category. It doesn't say all at the top anymore, right? So you want to make sure that if your product is being forced into the wrong category, that you open a case and have Amazon change it. That being said, if it's a subcategory, like a subcategory of a subcategory, and you're like, well, Amazon, I'm in yarn and I'm supposed to be in thread and bobbins. Amazon is going to tell you to have a nice day, but they're not changing it because those categories, those subcategories are based on how people find you in search. So they will not change that. They can't change it. Their algorithm has gotten smarter than them. So, they don't really know how to fix it other than changing your main category. They can change that. You can change that yourself as well. You can go into your more details tab and click edit there and recategorize your listing. So, oh my goodness, I have 1 minute. So I'm going to be a little bit late. While you talk about this, I'm going to message my next meeting and just let her know I'll be about 2 minutes late here.
All right, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do it short, but yes, the back end is so important. And again, I love Walmart algorithm and their search engine because it's not packed with millions of like Amazon. So guys, this is working for you. So even if your listing is not so good and your images are not so good, but you pay attention and you fill up your attributes right and your back end right and the keywords and everything, you guys gonna show up in the first page, even if your listing is not so good. I'm not saying do that, but pay attention and make sure you're following up pick the right category. With Walmart, you cannot really go too deep in the sub category. You can hope it's going to go there, but if it doesn't go there, you can open a case and they actually will change it for you. So you can always change your category, make sure you're in the right category and subcategory. Make sure you fill up your attributes. Like there's such an important question there, like what is the age range and what is it for and what's the season and all this like really good information that help you show up on the right shelf. So Walmart work on shelves. This is how they call their the way their product showing up in search result. It's showing up by shelves. Like you go to the store and you go to the men department and then you have shelves and you have sizes and so on and so on. So this is this very similar system they're working on their website. It's working by shelves. So as more attributes you're gonna fill up, you're gonna show up in the right shelf, and people that gonna search for something like very generic, like a men big size t-shirt, right? And you have it in your attributes, you will show up in the search result. Use Excel spreadsheet. There is a lot of ways to create listing for Walmart. The only way that is working perfectly is to use the Walmart Excel sheet. And the biggest thing that I love the most, Amazon give you 250 keywords, characters for keywords. Walmart say, here you go, 4,000, guys. This is
Oh,
insane.
wow.
You can just go on and put all the search term. Like, for example, frozen pajamas. So I will put frozen pajama for 2 years old, frozen pajama for 3 years old, pajama for toddler,
And is that
frozen.
available to you if you don't use the spreadsheet? Or
No,
is it okay? So
yeah,
if
you
I
need
just
to
go
use the
on
spreadsheet.
Walmart into the back end, and I'm sorry for all the distractions, you guys. I'm like pulling up Zoom on my screen and messing everything up over here. It's a crazy day of meetings for
Yeah,
me today, so I apologize for that. But you're on Walmart, if you're using that spreadsheet, you have this opportunity to
yeah.
add keywords in
Mm-hmm.
more backend fields. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a really key thing to
Oh
learn.
yeah. is very helpful. It depends what there's different Excels. They're trying to remove it from some Excels and the new ones, but you can still find those right Excels. The spec point 3, it's called the spec point 31. Those are the right Excel that they give you to use the keyword. Again, they're still changing a lot all the time. But they give you that, and inside your listing in your web, inside your listing, now they're giving you feedback and they tell you exactly your listing quality, and you have another dash of listing quality. So they're actually doing something Amazon doesn't do. They're reviewing your listing and giving you feedback. They say, oh, your title is too short, your title is too long, your description missing these keywords. They're telling you the exact keyword that is missing in your description. It's just really nice.
So we need to learn how to do that. So we have a lot of questions mostly about selling on Walmart. So it looks
Yeah,
like
just
we
post
need.
them. Post them. I will answer. I will go back. I know you need to run. But yeah, guy, I will come later and I will answer everybody's questions.
Yes, and so let's go to our last slide. And we both have offers for you guys today. You guys can save 10% off Amazing at Home listing optimization and our listing optimization masterclass with code AMAZING at amazingathome.com/listing optimization. And we'll just have to come back together and do another training on Walmart because clearly people are missing that. So we need to do that. So we will set up another meeting and do another training on Walmart. And speaking of Walmart, Mikhail, what do you have for them?
Yeah, so first thing, guys, join Selling on Walmart Facebook group. So look for Selling on Walmart Facebook group. We have a great group. I'm posting there some links for free guides. So you can go on sellingonwalmart.com and look in the bottom for the free guide. So I have free guide for how to get an account, how to set up your account, and another free guide about how to optimize and get more traffic to your listing. And as well, if somebody's already selling on Walmart and wanna, step by step with everything you need to know and so much more, we do have Selling on Walmart Academy that we're about to raise the price. So I was waiting for today, guys. So if you're really interested, grab it before the price going up. So come check it out. And again, ask question. We have amazing sellers in our group. Ask your questions. And again, you can also shoot me an email if you want a listing optimization. So we have a full service for listing optimization. We're working with amazing brands. And again, we have amazing results. So email me and I will help you out.
Thank you, Mikhail. And I'm sorry, you guys, for any distractions today. I've just had a crazy day, but I'm so excited that we were able to kind of just talk about this because I know I was making mistakes in my Walmart listings, and you recently met with us and helped us optimize our Walmart stuff. And you met with my husband, and he said it was just so helpful. We were doing a lot of things wrong, and I realized today that we were doing a lot of things wrong in this training. So hopefully this really has helped you guys understand the differences. Overseas sellers can now sell on Walmart. So we are going to do some follow-up training. I know in our mastermind group, we're going to be teaching about that. But Michal and I will come back together and we will talk about Walmart again and Amazon again, setting up both of those things because we know that it's going to help you guys be more successful. So thank you guys so much for being here today with us. And as Mikhail mentioned, post your questions, anything that you guys have, and we will follow up with you and answer those inside of the chats. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Thank you, Amy.